did, and they were evenly matched in the rankings, but must be very disappointing missing out in the semi-final. In some respects, worse than the finals or the quarters, I would think, playing in your, not just your home event as in within France, but actually in the city in which you're from.
Some people used to hate losing to the eventual champion. I, in a way, found it a little bit more comforting that they were obviously playing really well that week.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, just like Emma there. What a return.
Garcia looking quite comfortable at the start of this game, has not done much wrong, but Raducanu's turned it round to set up another break point after that. Sensational forehand.
The strength on the stretch. Phenomenal.
Her turn to attack the second serve here. Well, she's looking absolutely the player that became US Open champion as a qualifier, back on American soil. And this time, it's looking much better for her. Well, it could not have gone any better, could it really, the first 6 games?
Simply wonderful. That backhand, the way she's able to take it so early, just after the bounce, just takes so much time away from your opponent. Garcia really was like 2 bullets coming down across the court, so quick.
So a double break and serving for the first set. Wow. She's talked about some of the bad luck and saying that she can accept it and take it because she must have had a fair amount last season, but no luck here. I think mentally, Garcia has almost given up this set now.
She doesn't really have a choice at the moment. Emma's taking it away from her, isn't she?
Well, I haven't seen her play a set as good as this since she was US Open champion. Not over yet, though. And she's got that verve and panache back about her play, the confidence, the self-belief.
Well, she said that she's continued to trust herself. She's been doing the right things and that she knows it's going to come together in the end, and it really is so far right now. All about staying in the moment.
She's won 27 points to her opponent's 15. She's done it again. It is the first set in just over 26 minutes. Blistering stuff. The Union flags have fly. for a call. It's good from Garcia.
Yeah, her hand was really torn up with those blisters, and you can understand why. She was so looking forward to her off-season, then got hit by COVID, had 3 weeks off with that. So the hands, when you have that sort of time off, the skin just does become quite light, and you do get prone to those blisters and the heat as well, and conditions that she's not been used to. And she really valiantly fought through as best she could, was slicing, trying to stay in, and it just got the better of her in the end. And then the hip issue, you could see the disappointment. It happened around 2-2 in that third set. 3-2 called the trainer on and simply couldn't move and had to retire deep in that third set. It's bounced back good here. Definitely got fresh legs out there.
Yeah, she had a month off after Australia until going to Guadalajara. And so you can find reasons for her defeats.
I think ultimately she's just giving herself that time, isn't she? She's being kind to herself mentally, and said she has to stay out of that zone of what people are saying and expecting, and know that she's on her own journey. Again, that's why I do think it's key with Torben Beltz at her side, that's been through similar things with Kerber.
Nice. Garcia's frustration clear for all to see. Break point again at the start of this second. I think that was what impressed me most watching her, not just at the US Open, but leading up to that. I think it was Chicago just before that where she performed really well as well, got to the final, that when she won a set, she was right on it at the start of the next set. Forces the error. It was out. It was long. Again, slightly late call, but all good for Emma Raducanu. And Team Emma seeing their woman make an early break in the second set, having taken the first 6-1.
Well, she always seemed to be a good front runner through the juniors if she was on form, and you can see why when she's swinging confidently, moving sharp. She's got great strength out wide in the corners that she can just take it away from people, and she wants to keep that momentum going. And we can see the difference in the points won on serve, plenty more for Emma Raducanu. She's been returning well as well and managing her game, and really it was just taken away from Garcia, who wasn't able to take those breakpoint opportunities when she did have them. And I still want to see her make the adjustment to the return position. I know it's similar to that we saw from Naomi Osaka, really standing up inside the court, maybe trying to take away the fact that the ball can jump off this surface, but Raducanu has been serving so well so far today.
Looking at the scoreline, one strange fact to give you here now, that both players in this match so far have had 4 breakpoint opportunities. Emma saved all 4 of hers and converted 3 on her opponent's serve. First unforced error for a while.
And look at the reaction straight away, just moving the toes quickly, knows that she wants to stay sharp out of the serve.
Garcia reached another quarter-final as well as at Lyon in Sydney earlier in the season. Hasn't been perfect, mainly because of the double faults. 3 already in the match. It's just her 5th service game.
Always looking to cancel out anything. Positivity. Does like to release those emotions on the court. You hear a lot of loud shouts from her.
difference between Emma today and when she played that one previous match here just a few months ago in the 2021 event. A million miles away, isn't it? Probably one of the worst performances of her career, I would venture to suggest. Wasn't sure that was in for a moment.
I know, me too.
Close.
For Emma, last time she was here, it must have felt so surreal, mustn't it? Having just come off that run at the US Open, hadn't played a match since then, to step out on court. Just having to deal with it. Sometimes you just need to get through those first tournaments. Perfectly placed winner in the end.
Emma did ask to not review it, but have another look. No challenges for players because it is automated line calling, so if you challenge, you just get exactly the same call again no matter what.
You just get to have a look at how good it was, don't you? Or if you've missed, how little you've missed by it.
Unless you don't believe the technology.
Yes.
Has to be a little careful here. Pressured on this second serve with Garcia well inside the baseline. Good return.
That really was crunched. You could hear the sound off of the strings that she did hold back a little, then let it get up into that strike zone. She is athletic, can play those shots off the ground.
Yeah, we've seen her. I mean, she does have a power game, and we've seen
And stepping forwards.
she has break point here to
Garcia.
get back on level terms in the second set. Has to pressure this Raducanu serve. Can't let the 19-year-old dominate. And takes the break with another excellent return. So Raducanu's serve just being pressured a little bit more. And Garcia ties it up 1-1.
In that game, she dominated on the second serve. Raducanu didn't win 1 point when she did put that into play. And for me, Garcia there did wait for it to get up at shoulder height and could really crunch down over the top of the ball, rather than playing it as early as Emma likes to do, off the bounce, low over the net.
Yeah, Garcia has taken the point 7 times out of 11 on Emma's second service. Now this is a big game.
Love.
Racket.
White Caroline, please.
The players will always have rackets, either with fresh tension strings or a couple of different options if you're not quite feeling it and it starts to fly. Could opt for a slightly tighter tension. I'd expect this one would just be a new one because she has been timing the ball so well.
Now I should believe it was all to do with the racket.
Yes. Garcia, knowing with the level that Raducanu's been playing out here, she may not get that many opportunities.
Yeah, still making slightly too many unforced errors, even in this much better standard. And it just makes it look so easy when she gets the serve and the +1 right.
That's a little more high risk than it needed to be. She looked a touch tucked up there. Still came out on top. Matching each other for winners.
The error count is 27-15. No need to tell you which way of those 13-9 unforced errors.
Let second serve.
What a good rally.
And she puts up the hand of apology, but Garcia had already turned her back on her.
30 all.
Smart play from Raducanu here, really dipping the first ball to the feet.
The depth from both players in that rally. Garcia looked like she was getting on top for a moment. As you say, the dip on the ball made it so difficult. Garcia keeps starting service games well. 30-15, drop to serve last time. Broken in her last 2 service games. Irene Garcia. Third.
40-30.
And positivity from the camp.
Good way to finish.
Garcia.
Second ace, she was being out.